this is Gurneet. In today's video, we are going to learn about conditional functions in Excel like SUMIF, AverageIf, and COUNTIF. So let's understand what are conditional functions. So conditional function, they perform an action or a calculation based on a test of data using an if statement. So an if statement, it provides a true or false result to highlight or filter out data based on a specific criteria, right? So let's understand this using an example. So we have a transaction list here, as you can see. Now we need to calculate total expenses, number of purchases, and average expenses. So that we can perform using conditional functions, which are SUMIF, AverageIf, and COUNTIF. So let's go ahead and solve this. So when we need to calculate total restaurant expenses, what we'll do, we'll just click on the cell and go to formulas, and insert a function, and we need to use SUMIF. So now I will specify the range here. So the range will be expense type, right? So total restaurant expense will be B2, range will be B2 till B17, right? This is our range. Then what criteria, do I need to calculate it, is the condition or criteria in the form of a number that defines which cells will be added. So we will mention which cell should be added. So I'll just write down, since we need to calculate the restaurant expenses, so I'll just mention restaurant, right? Now the sum range, here are the actual cells to sum. So I will mention here the amount, right? Because I want to calculate the total sum. So I'll write down C2 till C17. And if I click OK, you can see that it has given me the total restaurant expenses. Now, if I need to calculate purchases greater than $50, in that case, I will go to insert function, again SUMIF, and now I need to see the range. So I just need to see C2 till C17. I need to see purchases which are greater. Here I do not have any certain criteria like any restaurant type or any travel type. I just mention the range of amount. Then on what criteria? The criteria here is that it has to be more than $50, right? So I'll just mention more than 50, right? Then the sum range, I will not mention any, and I'll just click OK. So you can see that it has given me the total of how many purchases are there which are more than 50. So anything like, it did not include any $24, $13. It just included the expenses which were greater than 50, right? So I hope the SUMIF part is clear. Now jumping to number of clothing purchases and number of $100 plus purchases. So first, number of clothing purchases. So for that, what we'll do, we'll use again insert function, and since it is saying that we need to see number of clothing purchases, right? So in that case, we'll use COUNTIF, and if I click OK, I just click select it, and now again I have to mention the range. So the range is, as you can see that it is saying number of clothing purchases, because so that means I have to include my expense type, right? Expense type, and now B2 till B17, right? This part is done. Then in my criteria, I'll just mention clothing, right? And then I click OK. So it means only two purchases are there. So you can see 1 and 2, right? So I have calculated first part, then number of 100 plus purchases. So I'll again insert function COUNTIF, and then now I want to see the amount, right? So it will be C2 till C17, right? Then what will be the criteria? It is greater than 100, right? So again, I'll mention here greater than 100, right? And if I click OK, you can see that there are 4 purchases which are greater than 100. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So we have 4 purchases which are greater than more than $100. Then now we are over with the COUNTIF function. Now coming to next function, which is average if, right? So I have to calculate average of the restaurant purchases. So again, you can see that I have to look up to my expense type. So I will write down here average if, right? So average if, and the range that I have to mention again, it will be B2 till B17, right? And the criteria, now what will be the criteria over here? It is saying average of the restaurant purchases, right? So again, I have to mention here that it's a restaurant, right? And then the average range, what will be, it will be average range of the amount, right? So C2 till C17, right? And if I click OK, you can see that 33.55. So this is the average of the restaurant purchases. Now we have to calculate the average of expenses which are less than $25, right? So what I'll do again, I'll insert my function average if, and in my range, I will mention the amount, right? Because it's saying expenses. So C2 till C17, right? This will be my range. What will be my criteria? My criteria will be it is less than $25. So I'll just mention less than 25. So now you can see that it has given me the output, which is 17.12, right? So in this manner, using these conditional functions, you can calculate total expenses, number of purchases, and average of your expenses, right? So I hope this is clear. Thanks for watching.